recording while I show briefly about our next speaker. Asafoate ni Adama Danta, His Royal Highness King Laremy Wade from USA. So as you can see, his leadership span multiple forms of governance. For example, traditional governing as the Moya Matter of Gambo Royal Clan and Grand King of Anamase Royal Council in diaspora, and also entrusted with preserving and advancing traditional leadership system. Its responsibility includes advising on governance matters, mediating disputes, and integrating cultural practices into modern frameworks. Local government. His role as head traditional ruler of Indiriko Town, Nigeria, highlights my ability to lead at the grassroots level, focusing on community development, infrastructure planning, and local policy implementation. Spiritual government. As the Grand Master of Americasio Royal Divine Cat Law Temple and diplomatic ambassador of Voodoo, has established spiritual governance structures that connect community across continents. His roles requires nuanced understanding of diverse spiritual tradition and their integration into global diplomacy, royal advancement, and international relations. His advisory role have included providing strategic counsel to monarchs, state leaders, and international organizations through initiatives such as the Royal Council of Adamata. It also advises on policies that align with UN Sustainable Development Goals while respecting traditional and spiritual practices. His effort to renovate and operationally the Tofa Royal Palace and Temple in Gwada, Benin exemplified my commitment to preserving cultural heritage while fostering economic growth and international tourism, and many, many, many more. So, permit me now to welcome His Royal Highness, King Laremy Wade. Hold on a second, Dr. Stephen Cameron, can you usher in our Royal Highness to YYCI International platform?
Yes, ma'am. It is with great appreciation and gratitude that I take this moment to express our deepest thanks to Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas for her exceptional leadership, unwavering dedication in organizing this Yes You Can International Masterclass. Her vision for bringing together thought leaders, visionaries, and change makers from across the globe to discuss and foster the critical importance of mindset, transformation, relationship, and personal development has created such an exceptional platform for the world to learn and share, to teach and to be taught by the extremely intellectual. Today, we are gathered here with a sense of anticipation and excitement as we prepare to hear from someone who truly embodies the spirit of transformation. It is my great honor to introduce to you a person whose work and impact have touched countless lives worldwide. His Royal Highness King Laremy Wade. His Royal Highness is a distinguished leader, an advocate for positive transformation with a deep commitment to fostering personal growth and empowerment. He has spent his life dedicated to inspiring individuals and communities, guiding them towards meaningful change through the development of a powerful mindset and building lasting relationships. What sets His Royal Highness King Laremy Wade apart is his exceptional ability to inspire, lead, and connect with others. His deep understanding of leadership, personal development, and emotional intelligence allows him to guide others towards success in both their personal and professional lives. His work has touched lives across the globe, empowering individuals to realize their full potential and create positive change. As a respected figure in leadership and personal development, His Royal Highness King Laremy has focused has focused on a variety of important topics, including leadership development, mindset transformation, building strong relationships, conflict resolution, community empowerment. His efforts has been instrumental in helping individuals and organizations reach new heights of success. Today, as we gather for this Yes You Can International Masterclass, we are incredibly fortunate to have His Royal Highness King Vladimir Bude with us. His wealth of knowledge, dedication to positive change, and inspiring leadership will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on all of us. So please join me in extending the warmest of welcome to His Royal Highness King Vladimir Bude as he takes the stage to share his wisdom, insights, and vision with us. The stage is all yours, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Cameron. You did a great job with the introduction. I also want to say thank you to all of the leaders and the speakers and guests who decided to show up today. Um, General Charles, you did a great job as usual. I always am very impressed by your presentment and by your sincerity. Fatah Toramade also did a great, very sincere job today on his presentation. I'm glad I was here early enough to actually be able to witness it. All of my guests, such as Honorable Rahim Mohammed Bey, thank you for joining. I know it is quite the difficulty because we are here on the Eastern region, and we're on the East Coast. I believe he's on the West Coast, but we're still in the United States. So sometimes it can be a difficulty as we do have professional jobs. So to be able to make the convenience of being able to show up this early is quite honorable, and I appreciate the self-sacrifice in order to be able to present yourselves to the panel and to this whole family, and to be able to inspire just as they have invited me, which is a great honor. I want to say thank you once again to Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas for having me, as well as being able to accommodate a very small group of people from diverse regions in which they can help to kind of support the whole initiative. So I do appreciate that, Professor and Honorable Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas. And everybody should be very, very grateful that she has taken the time and the diligence to be able to provide a platform like this. So I want to say thank you again. Okay, without further ado, we're going to get on to the topic at hand. I started very briefly yesterday, and trying to corrugate the topic so that it can expand across the days, so that I don't just hold up the whole day. So what I'm going to do is once again kind of make this discussion very brief, because we still have a number of different days, as well as I want to introduce some of our guests that had some difficulty with reception yesterday from the Philippines. So, without further ado, let's get to the topic at hand. Okay. For the ones that weren't here yesterday, I was speaking about understanding connection and collaboration. And naturally, because of my background as a high priest, as well as a traditional representative in a number of different uh, continents, as well as countries and jurisdictions and beliefs, it's going to be from a spiritual perspective. So I stand before you today, not only as a speaker, but as a fellow traveler on this shared journey of human existence. Today, we gather in pursuit of understanding of one another, of our shared responsibilities, and of the balanced potential that emerges when we embrace connection and collaboration. In a world that grows increasingly complex, where information moves faster than reflection, and where challenges seem to multiply with every passing moment, we must ask ourselves, how do we, as individuals, as nations, and as a collective human family, truly connect? How do we collaborate in ways that uplift all rather than a privileged few? To answer these questions, let us step beyond the boundaries of politics, beyond the limitations of personal and national interests, and look towards something deeper, the spiritual essence of our connection. because at the core of every civilization, every faith, and every tradition lies a universal truth. We are interdependent. No one exists in isolation. No one thrives alone. In the aspect of the sacred design of connection, from the moment we enter this world, we rely on others. A child does not raise itself. A seed does not grow without soil, water, and sunlight. Even the strongest among us are shaped by the hands of many, our ancestors, our communities, our mentors. If we study nature, we find an undeniable lesson. No river flows alone. No tree stands without roots intertwined beneath the earth. No bird soars without the wind beneath its wings. And in this, nature teaches us a profound truth. Separation is an illusion. It is collaboration, seen and unseen, that sustains life. This same principle applies to humanity. The growth of one nation depends on the stability of another nation. The well-being of one community influences the prosperity of those around it. The future of one generation is shaped by the legacy left by those before them. To deny this reality is to resist the very fabric of existence itself. Obstacles to connection and the illusion of separation. If connection is so natural, then why do we find so much division? Why do we struggle to collaborate? The answer lies in the illusion of separation, the false belief that we are independent, that success must come at the cost of another, that differences divide rather than enrich. This illusion manifests in many ways. Fear and mistrust. History has a conditioned way for us to fear the unknown. And when we do not understand another's culture, beliefs, or way of life, we create barriers instead of bridges. There's ego and competition. All too often, individuals and nations alike seek dominance rather than partnership. Yet true strength is not a standing alone event, but in standing together. Short-term thinking. Many of our systems prioritize immediate gain over long-term prosperity. We see this in economics, in politics, and even diplomacy. But collaboration requires vision, an ability to look beyond temporary interests toward a shared future. How then do we move beyond these obstacles? How do we truly embody connection and collaboration? The answer lies in spiritual principles that have guided humanity for millennia. Spiritual principles of collaboration. Compassion over competition. Every spiritual tradition, whether expressed through religion or philosophy, emphasizes the importance of compassion. To collaborate, we must seek to understand before being understood. We must listen, not just to respond, but to truly hear. Reciprocity over exploitation. The concept of sacred reciprocity teaches us that when we give, we receive. Relationship, whether personal, national, or global, can thrive if one side takes more than it gives. Sustainability, whether in economics, the environment, or governance, depends on balance. Wisdom over impulse. Collaboration is not just about coming together. It's about doing so with intention. It's about recognizing that every action, every policy, every agreement we make today will ripple into the future. As leaders, whether of nations, communities, or movements, we hold a sacred responsibility. We are not just decision makers. We are bridge builders, tasked with creating pathways where none exists, fostering where division has not taken root. To lead with wisdom means to encourage dialogue over division. When conflicts arise, as they inevitably do we seek resolution or retaliation? Do we listen or do we impose our own perspectives? Prioritize collective well-being. True leadership is not about personal or national gain. It is about ensuring that the well-being of all people, not just those within our borders, but beyond them. We need to champion interconnected solutions. The challenges we face today, from climate change, economic inequalities, human rights violations, are not confined to one country or region. They require solutions that are collaborative, inclusive, and global in scope. Living in the spirit of collaboration, understanding connection and collaboration is not just a theoretical discussion, it is a call to action. In policy, let us draft agreements that serve not just today, but generations to come. In economics, let us build systems that empower rather than exploit. In diplomacy, let us approach negotiations not with the mindset of winning, but aligning. Above all, let us remember that true collaboration is not an agreement of paper. It is a shift in consciousness. It is a commitment to seeking each other not as competitors, not as adversaries, but as partners in the great unfolding of human destiny. So I want to go ahead and stop there for now so we can give some time for our guests that we have from some different regions, such as the Philippines and otherwise. And thank you once again for inviting me to the platform. I look forward to speaking the next few days. And thank you for the guests who have decided to take the time to show up as well and speak very briefly. Thank you, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, for everything that you've done.
Dr. Steve is there. Prof. Queen Elizabeth.
I believe maybe she is occupied for the moment. We're going to give her a few minutes to return. I just once again wanted to say thank you for everyone who came as a speaker, and thank you for all the guests. Thank you for our esteemed panel of patrons and matrons. And as soon as Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth arrives, we are going to introduce some of the guests from the Philippines, more specifically from the Maharlika Nation, which is a specific organization and nation I have grown very accustomed to, and currently also represent myself as the international representative for the specific nation. I have found that there are many alignments with traditional beliefs of not only within the diaspora, but within Africa and other regions that are synonymous with this nation. And I think having this type of diverse perspective and having an engagement with their nation can be very fruitful for all of us. It's always good to be able to receive different perspectives from different regions of the world and have this enhance our overall objective viewpoint of how we view humanity and how we seek to find reputable solutions for humanity.
Thank you so much. I believe you've rounded up your speech. Have you?
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth. We were waiting for your attendance. I guess you were
Thank you so much.
preoccupied.
Oh yes, I try to get, like I said, immediately after this meeting, I'll be going to traveling to London. Yes, please invite our friends from Philippines so that we can know them better.
Okay, great. I would like to introduce a number of different guests that we have here from the Philippines. Um, we are going to start in terms of seniority in which they ask, but I will just name some of them, and hopefully I don't misconstrue any of the pronunciations in the names. But we have Bay Bula Klakin, who will be the first speaker.
Bulak lagi.